right, guys, I guess we'll go ahead and get started, and hopefully folks will continue to jump on. Um, be sure that you open up the chat window and type your name in there so I know who did attend today. And reminder, the chat window is the third icon down from your avatar on the left-hand side. And this is our third class session. We only have 3 more to go. I am recording this session. I'm using my earbuds and microphone this time though, so conversation probably won't be picked up. So I guess for those folks that will be watching later on, if you as you have questions, if you want to just type them in the chat window, that will be fine. Or if you want to turn your microphone on and ask them, that's good too. So I am going to start out, I've got a little poll here for you guys. So in your haiku, you should see the first link, the first content block is feedback. And when you click on that poll, you should see some options here. I'm going to pull it up on my screen. Okay, so you should see a screen that comes up like this whenever you click on that link. And the way this works, I just want you to give me a rating. It's completely anonymous. This is on your overall level of satisfaction with this first assignment. The red face on the left-hand side is, it was too easy. The orange is you're already doing this in your class. The yellow is, meh, it could be either way, take it or leave it. The light green is it's not too hard and you're learning a few new tools. And the dark green is you're really starting to stretch your legs and this course is challenging you to grow. So if you'll just take a minute and click your feedback on that, I would appreciate it. And for those of you that have just joined, if you will click on the chat window, it's the third icon down under your avatar, which is located on the left-hand side of your Jitsi screen. And be sure to type your name so that I know who attended today. Once you get signed in, the first content block on the haiku page is a quick poll so I can kind of determine how these assignments are going. Are you guys gaining from the text? I've loved reading the reflections. Oh, good, Lee. Yeah, the way this course is designed, I really hope to provide you guys with resources that you can refer back to once we're finished with our time together. I know the lesson plan may have been, hopefully it was a simple assignment. So trying to understand if we are logged in. Yeah, I see you, Anne. So, do you guys have any questions about the content we covered last week, or do you have any comments you'd like to make regarding the text for last week? I'm trying to model the flipped classroom design, so I am trying to provide you with all of the resources that I think you would need to complete the session topic as well as the assignments. And I want us to use our class time together to, have discussion, talk about any questions that you might have from the previous content, and explore any ideas that you have for the content as we go through. So this session we're going to cover opportunities for group collaboration with your students, both peer collaboration inside your classroom. I would like to see that also grow outside of the classroom and possibly outside of your school to other schools within our district or outside of our district with students from other districts or states or even countries. So, but not only for your students, we want to start developing peer colleague collaboration. I think hopefully with this course, you guys are able to reach out to your colleagues within this course for help and inspiration. So I'm hoping to build the foundations through this with you guys so that you can start working with one another, tossing ideas out there, sharing what works and what doesn't work, and just, providing each other with that positive peer support. And then lastly, for this section, we want to continue to explore and build our professional learning networks. So I hope that you are reaching out there and finding some folks on Twitter to follow or whatever social media you are comfortable with. There are lots of blogs out there, which are a great starting place to get just that real world experience and to hear it from other educators. Our text is a compilation of blogs, so I hope that reading through the text, you are making connections with those educators as well. How do you like the personal stories that are coming up in the text? Have they been beneficial to you? Yes, Lisa, I thought they were inspiring as well. It's good to read how others are attempting to implement it, and it's not always rainbows and cotton candy over there. So it is comforting to hear the real world implementation stories. So, and remember that some of those teachers are in Australia or they are in Canada, so their education systems are regulated a little differently than ours is. Lee, yes. Yeah, I don't know if you picked up on some of the comments that were made that they included after some of those blogs. And I remember reading one, and the teacher was from Canada, and she said that, you know, their restrictions there were not as strenuous as ours were. So it is how we play the game here, I guess. Exactly, Beth. These are not super techie people. Awesome. I'm glad that their stories were relatable. Okay, so I'm not going to push a preference on building your professional learning network. I just hope that you are finding some resources out there to help support you as you're going through. I'm telling you, with makerspaces, Pinterest is my best friend. So you can be the silent stalker type. That's okay. All right, let's look at this next section is a share section. And the way this is going to work is, oh wait, I got a question here from Lee. I'll be honest with you, Lee, when I am looking for resources, I will just Google like an overarching theme and then pick through those resources. If I need something that is research based, I go straight for those Google Scholar articles and go from there because they are chock full of resources within the articles. Edutopia is one of my all-time favorite resources to subscribe to. Oh, Google Scholars is when you're looking for documents or research that have been done, they are where you can find educational journals and books that are based on research or have been published in journal, like papers that have been published in journals and whatnot. When you're looking for like practitioner action research or things like that, yes, teachers pay teachers. That's another great resource, and I have used them for makerspaces as well. Of course, I don't like to spend money on stuff, so I look at the freebie stuff and adapt it to fit my needs. So if you click on the Google slide, what I want you to do is look through those. Each slide has a different question, and I basically just want you to share with the group some of the tools that you're using. So, for example, let's go here. You know, what are you using for mind mapping or concept mapping? are you using specific apps? Venn diagrams also fall under here. You know, are you using, where are you? This is the first, it's sheet 3 on the slide. Oh, the Google Slides, it's a link on the Haiku page, Lee. Did you find it? Let me just pull it up here on the screen so you can see where to locate it. It's right here under Let's Share. You just click on the icon. I've got that linked to the spreadsheet, or the slideshow rather. So what I want you guys to do is be able to refer back to this resource down the road, and feel free to continue to add things to it. So any apps, online tools that you're using. So like video presentation. Well, I think you can just automatically use the video camera on the iPad and then go from there. You could use iMovie. So just type in your text of the tools. That way we can start sharing some of these tools with one another. So I'll give you a few minutes to look through all of those slides and then add things, share, comment. If you have a link that you'd like to share. I came across this online resource. It's called Docs Teach. And I'm just going to put it up here for you. It is a resource. It's kind of like a primary sources resource. And it has videos, images, and content for different topics. So like the Vietnam War, or I was looking for something for Biltmore for Jade and Rhiannon and happened across this. I don't think I found anything specific to Biltmore on there, but I thought it was a very valuable tool. If you don't follow Edutopia, I highly recommend that you sign up for their newsletters. They just contain a plethora of resources and information, and normally their articles send me down a rabbit hole because they're chock full of links to other resources. So I just find so much stuff on Edutopia. Lisa, are you on the Haiku page? Okay, on the haiku page, oh, thank you, Dennis. Let me pull up on my screen the haiku page so I can show you where to go. All right, the image here, you just click on the image and it should open up Google Slides. Yeah, I've learned that I can show my my tabs in my browser so that I don't have to look at my face up here, Lisa. I love Aurasma. It's one of my favorites. Slide 12 is blank. Let me see. Hey, and if you want to grab that and just add any notes whatsoever to it, that'd be great too. It's a free space. Now, I also want you to share and if you want to create something, you can, or I probably just added. Yeah, I would say your tools are a little different. As you are adding things to these pages, they can be tools for you as professionals as well. So, you know, if there's something you're using personally to create content, be sure and share that as well. So I have one here for you on the image collage one. Oops. There's a website called PicCollage. And then there is another one called Be Funky. Let's see if I can get those links for you without it messing up. Ooh, yeah, good one, Anne. Newsletters. So you guys have really shared a lot of great resources here. Some of them I haven't heard of. So I'll be excited to look over those. And add a slide if you guys need to. If the page is filling it, feel free to add an additional slide. So I'll give you guys just a couple more minutes to add your oh my goodness, I've lost all track. Add your tools to the slide, and then we'll go on here. And remember, you can always refer back to this Google slide. It's shared with you guys. Okay. So in the same framework as the other session, the way I have laid out this this haiku page is there are resources located on the right-hand side. So as you have time over the next couple of weeks before our next class, I hope you'll take the opportunity to look over those resources. There are some global online collaboration tools, and even with those links, there are some activity recommendations. So if you're not sure how you would connect with someone in another country, those websites do a great job of helping you. I guess maybe before we get too far in, how comfortable are you guys with online collaboration? Are you doing it in your classes? Are your students using tools to collaborate? I know you're doing face-to-face and hands-on, and there's some great collaboration going on out there, but how often do you use digital tools for collaboration? Okay. So, we have some great things going on in our district. We should, I did have them to do a Google Doc together. Okay, Darlene. We should build on our group here and maybe do some collaborating from class to class. So you can always do like if you're interested, one thing that I have seen done before is do a Jitsi or Skype. Yes, that's Jitsi is a free version like Skype. So just having that face-to-face, your class introduced to another class, and maybe you guys can share an activity that day or something along those lines. If you're interested in doing something like that, you let me know. I'll be happy to help you with that. So, Mitch, I'm interested to hear about how you had the students do PE together through Skype. Were they students in another district or another state? I would be even interested in knowing what a structured PE class looks like in other countries. So, what are some other ways? A number of you have told me you either haven't tried it yet or you have on a small scale. So, can you think of any ways that you think it would engage your students um, with an online collaboration project? Same state. Oh, nice. Was that, how did your students react or respond to that? The first few times are can be a little intimidating, so. Oh, cool. That is a great way to bring technology into the PE classroom for sure. Have any of you guys done a mystery Skype? Oh, cool. And you used FaceTime on your machine? Cool. Were you guys just working or presenting an activity to the group or yes. That's awesome. So have any of you heard of Mystery Skype? Okay. I have heard of Mystery Skype, but I've never done one. I did a little bit of research as I was building this course, and they have, you can sign up to like do a mystery Skype with a professional or a researcher in the field of science or engineering, or there are a lot of different avenues you can go with it. But and your students can Skype and discuss what they're learning with the professional in the field. So, like I said, I've never done it and I've never been part of a class that has done it, but it sounded really fun and interesting, and I think it would be a great way to engage students in learning to do, learning to ask those really reflective questions and exhibit those deeper thinking skills through their questions. So, if you're interested in doing that, or if you decide to just venture out on your own and try one, let me know because I would love to come be part of that. I'd like to see it in action. Yeah. So did you do that face to face, Anne, or was that online? It's kind of the same thing. Except I think with the mystery Skype, you may have to guess where this person is or what they do. I'll do more research on the mystery Skype and get back with you guys on that. And like I said, if y'all are interested in doing that, please let me know. I'll be happy to help you out with that. So as we continue to look at the resources on the right-hand side, I know with all of the technology, you guys are also tasked with incorporating digital citizenship skills and teaching students, how to be good citizens while they're on the internet and not to be plagiarizing or taking pictures that don't belong to them or whatnot. But I've listed some resources there because as you're collaborating or setting up a lesson to collaborate with someone, whether it's in your class or outside of your class, you want to go over proper netiquette with your students so that they know appropriate and inappropriate, the difference between the two when you are responding or posting comments. We want to teach them to be good stewards of their digital reputation. So, but I've listed a few resources there under the Teaching Digital Citizenship. Yes, netiquette. One that I highly recommend that you be your go-to is the Common Sense Media link. That Common Sense Media has anything from reviews and ratings of apps and websites to digital citizenship curriculum that you can teach. It just contains so much information on their site about digital citizenship and everything about that. Okay, Melanie, that's fine. We're recording this session, so she can just watch the recording. It will be all good. So if you had to pick a preference, I don't want to skip over this, the blog This, if you had to choose your preference to build your professional learning network on, would it be through social media, or would it be through just kind of following someone or following a blog? A lot of folks in education and just out in the business world as well use Twitter. I have a Twitter account, but I don't use it as much as I should. It's a little fast-paced for me, but I do look at Facebook, so I make sure to follow educational Facebook pages because, as they come through my Facebook feed, I can choose to either look at them or if a picture grabs my attention, something like that, and then again, they usually will send you down a rabbit hole because they're chock full of resources as well. Lisa, you use Facebook, or that would be your preferred method of social media? Preferred, yeah. Yeah, I prefer it. I'm just more comfortable using it. And it's all in what you're comfortable using. I don't feel that there's one source is better than the other. I subscribe to a lot of newsletters as well. Adele is your resource. She's a good resource. Yes, Lee. Well, if you need to do that, Lee, I absolutely recommend Edutopia. And Joelle. Joelle is a fabulous resource. You guys are very fortunate to have a media specialist that is as knowledgeable as Joelle is. She is just really good. So I've also included on here a Padlet that you can look at, and it has a number of collaboration tools on there. So those are some more resources for you before we get into the assignment. Okay, so when you are collaborating as a professional, what has been your method of collaboration? Face-to-face or digital? So I've gotten gotten a couple of face-to-face and email and Google Docs. Now, as you're going through this course and you're being exposed to more of these tools that you could use for collaboration, do you think you would be willing to try using some of these other tools moving forward? Wonderful. To me, it is just, it's very convenient. Just like using the event scheduler in email. So, oh, nice, Beth. I'm glad to hear that. All right, and I feel like we've answered the second question here. When you have your students collaborate, which tools are they using, and why do you have them use those particular tools? We shared a whole slew of tools on that Google slide, so I feel like we probably covered that question. So the next thing in the list is our next assignment. We are at our third class meeting, so we are halfway through this course. This week's assignment, which is not due until the week after spring break, and this can be a group assignment as well. Oh, and speaking of assignments, if you have not submitted your assignment yet, please do so today. That is due by midnight tonight. And I know everyone worked in a group for the most part, and I hate to do this to you, but if each one of you can submit a copy of that, that would be great. Because what I'm doing is I'm helping you build your digital portfolio with the artifacts. I had a meeting last week in Wilkesboro. It was a digital learning competencies meeting. And because we have been to every one of those fun convenings, but I originally did not design this course around the specifics of the DLCs. However, when I reviewed the teachers' DLCs, I want you to know that by the end of this course, you will have covered all of the DLCs except for 4. components, and those are they're like the tail end of each one of the focus areas. So that would be something that you would build upon between novice and experienced levels. So this course definitely covers the majority of the digital literacy or digital learning competency. So if you come out on the other end of this course feeling confident in your skills, then you definitely have surpassed the novice level. Okay, guys. All right, so on to the assignments. The next assignment can be a group assignment like this first one was. This time we are going to expand it from one lesson plan to a unit plan, or maybe an extended lesson. So that's more than just 1 or 2 days instruction. The criteria for this assignment is that students discuss a local or a global issue. And I put that it can be related to the environment, employment, culture, your community, our country. Just make it applicable to your content. If you need help with that or generating ideas, please feel free to email me. I'm happy to try to walk you through some options that are out there. Now, the requirements for the students should be they need some form of digital communication. Okay, that could be email, online video conferencing. Somehow they need to communicate digitally. And this can be with an expert in the field or with their peers from another school, another state, however you want to set that up. There needs to be some type of online collaboration, and then the use of some digital format for presentation. Now, as you create your unit plan, I'm also going to be looking for those places where you could put in some digital citizenship components. So keep that in mind also, whether it's citing your sources during research, just netiquette, anything like that. So, are there any questions about the next assignment? Okay. So if you have a question, if a question comes up later on, please email me. I can answer those at any time. I have tried to provide feedback for each of your initial reflection posts and for each of your assignments that you turned in. So if I haven't had a chance to, if I haven't sent you something back yet, I'll finish looking over those tonight and get you something back. I want you to know that your work is valued by me. So, also in the next 2 weeks, we'll be reading the next section in our text, Feeling the Current, and in the Read and Reflect, I just want to iterate that the questions that I pose in these Read and Reflect sections, you don't have to answer those specifically. They're just kind of a guide for you to help you get the wheels turning for some talking points. So don't feel like you have to answer all of those questions there or those exact questions. What I've been reading has been great. I'm really enjoying those. So I think that's about all I have for today. Do you guys have any questions about anything from last week's assignment or content, or anything that we've gone over today, or anything that's going to be taking place over the next 2 weeks? Okay, awesome, Lisa. If you have questions, email me. That's not a problem. All right, guys. I appreciate y'all staying after today. Oh, community music night tonight. Thank you, Anne. So our next class, before you guys hop off of here, our next class is Thursday, April the 12th. Thursday, April the 12th from 3:30 to 4:30. And if you have not turned in your assignment or had a chance to post your reflection, please try to get that in today. Oh, yes, Jade, please speak.